Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Castle Farms Homestead. I'm sure you all been wondering where we have been, what we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of projects for other people, just getting a lot done out here at Riverbed Ranch in general. But right now, we're still working on this dang utility shed. You'll see Clint behind me here cutting insulation so we can finally finish insulating the shed. Now, would you like to give the viewers a quick rundown of what's happening here today?
Of why we haven't had videos for
I kind of did that.
3-4 weeks.
I kind of did that. Just what's happening in the shed that somehow still isn't done.
Since last you saw us, we completed the outside of the shed, but the inside was not done. We have got to finish insulating the entire inside of the shed. That's the walls, ceiling, everything. And we want to try to put in some OSB board with some insulation along parts of it as well, so that we can have mounting surfaces for our solar stuff and our water or well drive and that kind of stuff. So that's what we're working on. We get this done, then we can bring all our big solar stuff in. So
that we've had sitting on the driveway in town for
months,
year,
maybe. I can't even remember when it came.
A while.
A long
Not
time.
a short amount of time.
Nope. Yep. So, but that's the plan. We'll get some of that done today anyway.
Now, we have been using the shed to store some stuff in it. As you can see, got the paint sprayer and lights there, some nails and silicone and everything. So I'm gonna clear this out while Clint keeps cutting insulation for this wall and get this nice and ready for us to work. And I don't even know where this came from. This thing blew onto our property one windy day. So just shoved it in here because it was starting to catch on a bunch of trees on the orchard. You can see what we've been doing here. Getting the insulation in between the studs and then covering it.
So the hard part about filling these cavities is that the lumber that we used was semi-warped, curved, all kinds of things. And so to measure and decide, how big of a piece of paneling to put in there, it's hard. Like I'll get up to even a ½ an inch difference sometimes in certain spots of this wall. So when it gets tight, it gets pretty hard to fill in, but I don't even know how these are gonna fit. I just now cut them. But that one's gonna fit nicely up. It's breaking up top. Now, because this one's warped, it's much narrower inside than it is outside. But that'll work. I gotta cut some of that off. Nice and snug. Good morning. It's the next day, and we got quite a bit done yesterday, stuffing all these cavities. We got on this end of the shed, Brady stuffed the cavities up there as I went through and got the majority there with the bigger pieces. It's the small pieces that are time consuming, really. But we haven't done the upper portion yet, but we're getting most all of this bottom portion down. We've come around, and now on this side of the shed, come around and stuffed all these. Haven't got the top portions all yet, but I want to do something else before we finish off this here. If you've seen our videos before, you'll know that this end of the shed, we want to put our solar stuff. But above that, I want, we've got a lot of height in this here. I want to build a loft on this end so we have some room for storage up above here. So that's what I want to get started on right now, is try to get this loft built. Should be pretty quick and easy. And then we can finish off putting in all the insulation. And then I think we already told you before that on this side, and actually all the way around then over to where the water stuff is going to be, that's on the other side. So down here, we're going to be putting our water pressure tank and the well drive and stuff like that. So, but this, I want to try to cover all this with, there's a product that we got that has OSB on one side and 1 inch of insulation attached to that. And so instead of covering like we did, see if I can point at it here, back here with just the 1 inch black insulation here, we're going to put that OSB around here so we have places to attach things on the walls. So, but first, before we do that, we want to get the loft built, so that's what I'm working on today. So I've just nailed up what these are is a support then for the plywood to go on. I've nailed it on this side and that side, and then I just took some string line, chalk line, and threw a chalk line across from end to end so I make sure I've got that straight all the way across. I don't know if you can see that chalk line or not. But that will help me to make sure the boards now that I stick up on here and nail onto here, that'll be the whole back of the loft, will be secure to the studs and it will be level all the way across. So here's a little tip for you. If you're ever working alone and you really need somebody on the other end to hold the board, so it's not just so you're not trying to hold it completely level while you nail it in place. See that phantom person down there holding that board? I'll show you what you do. But now I can line that up, get one nail in, and then I'll show you what I did. I put a nail in down here to rest the board on. Now it's not perfectly lined up. I didn't want it to be. I just wanted to get that side down there secured where it needed to be. Now I can come down here, lift that board up, put it perfectly in line, nail it down, and we're good to go. I went ahead and put a support up over here for this beam that runs across outside edge of the loft. And I've used 2x8s for this because I had to span this whole almost 14-foot gap. And I doubled them up. And I didn't have that long of a 2x8 by itself. So I spliced in another one here. And you can see that splice right down there. So it's only a loft, so it should be great. And this support here, you know, typically you'd want to have a support actually if it were like a second floor, somebody's going to be on it, living in it or something like that. If it were a house, you definitely want to have support all the way down to the ground to support a beam like that, or at least transferring it through to here, which is what we're doing here. I just don't know if that's exactly right, but it'll be plenty, more than enough for the loft that we're building here. So now all I have to do is put in whatever you want to call it, some supports across here to here. I'm going to space those every 2 feet, and then we just throw plywood on top of it, and the loft is done. Well, there you have it. All of the cross support pieces are in. So now we just have to get some plywood, put it up top.
Trapped me up here. You left and the ladder is not available. It's back there, but I can't really reach it from up here. So I think I'll just take a nap until he comes back in at some point.
Now that the loft is complete, decking's on, everything's nailed down, it's done. Now we're going to move on to putting the OSB and insulation around this section. But if you followed us before, when you saw that when we put these walls up, we foamed. We put a bead of foam all the way around the bottom so that the walls would be sealed to the concrete. But that has left some places where we've got, like this, pieces of foam that are stuck out from it, and we can't put the OSB and insulation down flat on the ground if we've got that. So let me show you a little tip that I found out. This is awesome. If you have one of these multi-tools, oscillating multi-tool, this is great. This makes the job so much easier. All you do And it's done. That is so sweet. Before, as we were using putty knives and stuff like that to try to scrape it up, which works, but it's a lot more work. This is really quick and easy. Well, beat ya.
We're still working on the shed. It's another day, same project.
That's exciting. Ooh. It is exciting for us to get a project done. However, we're not going to get it done today, but this will probably be the last day of this video. But we do have a bunch of the OSB insulation stuff down in this area where the solar is going to be. Brady's been working hard on getting all the insulation up in the top panels and everything.
It's hot up there.
It's warm in here just sitting here right now.
And it's hotter up there.
But so I think he only has one panel to finish up top.
Yep.
Right, that panel. Yep, that
the middle
panel.
one right there. Right there.
The middle one.
Right there. It's this one.
He's already done that top portion.
It looks great.
Looks good. So once he gets
it's gonna get covered.
Yeah, it's all gonna get covered, but it needs to look good so it's efficient too. But we're gonna finish that that top portion there, and then Brady's gonna work on covering that whole wall with some 1 inch all the way over to about here, because then from there over, there we go. This is weird. There over,
it's like a mirror.
We're going to be putting more of that OSB stuff on there. So hopefully we have enough OSB to wrap all the way around from where the solar's going to be to where the water stuff's going to be, and this whole front wall will be covered.
So we're doing OSB on the whole front wall?
I'm hoping to. We'll see if we have enough to do it. But that's our project. Hopefully we'll get that all done today. We'll see. Brady's not optimistic.
I'm not. It's possible.
It is possible.
It's not going to happen.
But that's my I tend to think things are going to go faster than they do. I always tell Bobby it's probably going to take 3 times. I used to say twice as long as what I think it'll be, but these days I say 3 times as long as what I think it'll be. So it's 5:30, 6 o'clock right now, somewhere around there. So we've got, there's no way we're getting it done. Because it'll be dark in about 2.5 hours.
Less than
that?
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
So get busy, Brady. Dang it.
My bad. If you take a look around, you'll notice that it's a tad bit hazy out today. And that is because we are just covered in smoke right now. You can smell the fire in the air and everything, but don't know where exactly the fire is. We've just got a lot of smoke from it.
This is one of the hard things about these panels. One, they're not actually 48 inches wide. So have to make all these modifications. And also, where the edge of the OSB is.
Hey, you're gonna want to restart that whole thing.
I did.
Okay.
I stopped and then started once you ended.
Yeah.
The insulation on the edge of this is actually sticks out about 1/8 of an inch or so. And so it's always in the way. So then I have to cut it off, which makes a mess. Okay. Now let's see if it fits. Everything's fitting so well.
This is why we won't finish it today.
Easy, we'll get it done, yeah.
And now I'm gonna check to see if my piece, can I grab it right here? If my piece will fit up top. Let's find out. All right, let's check to see if this fits. First time check-in, haven't checked before. Oh, would you look at that? It's perfect.
Oh my gosh, like a glove.
Spot on. I got sawdust in my eye. It is magically attracted to my eyes. I love it. Boom. Lovely.
Good. All right.
Get me out of here.
On to covering the walls with the 1-inch layer.
It's hot up here.
All right. Now for my second attempt as well.
First attempt.
First attempt.
They can't prove otherwise.
We have never tried this before. Just going strictly on our skills as craftsmen. Get some of the junk out of the way.
So I'm video editor. I can make this your 5th attempt.
Come on, baby. Oh,
Hey! Look at that.
Beauty moss.
Snug as a bug in a rug.
All right, very good.
First try. Love to see it.
Yeah. Catch that. So we did it. We actually finished the whole thing. Even the ceiling and everything. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Whole thing done.
We did get a bunch done. Let's show you what we did. Hopefully you'll be able to see okay in here. Sun is going down, but through the magic of iPhones, everything looks brighter than it really is. So we did it over here. We finished around that side as well as all the way around over here. So we have some good surfaces there for mounting things on. Nice clean surface. Oh my gosh! I'm still going to add some more around the window here and probably all the way over to the doorway on this side. I think I have enough to do that. And then over here, we've got the corner done. And I'm still waiting to see how much we have. I might add a little bit more over there. And I think we'll come over here around the window as well, because this is where our water stuff is through here. So I want to have some good, easy access. Brady got the insulation panels, finished wrapping them around all where the water tanks are going to be going, which is awesome. So now when we get done up here, we can slide those tanks into place and not have to move them again.
Fingers crossed.
Until we fill them up and find out they leak.
That's it for today, folks. Thank you so much for sticking around through our little hiatus there. Can't promise it won't happen again, but we'll try not to let it happen.
We'll get on a regular schedule here again.
We are just, getting one step closer to our goals, and we hope you folks are too. Thank you so much for watching us here at Castle Farms Homestead. If you liked the video, like the video, share it, subscribe, leave us a comment, letting us know what you've been doing while we've been gone.
That would be great. Well, we hope you stick around. We'll see you next time on Castle Farms Homestead. Try that again. On Castle Farms Homestead. Okay, before we close for the evening, I wanted to show you something. This is pretty cool. Hey, wait a minute. This is crazy. This has been happening recently. I don't know what's up with this. You drive the car a little bit and this thing just works its way over, keeps coming over and over. It didn't used to do that. It just started happening a little bit ago. I'm constantly pushing it back in. But I don't know. Need to glue it or something. I don't know. But check this out. Brady threw down a little flour mix, seed mix that we had, and they have been coming up and looking beautiful. The big green spot on our property with pretty flowers. How about that? Love that. And I want to show you these. I don't know if you've ever seen these before. This particular flower here. That is called a 4 o'clock flower. They're over here in a kind of a lighter purple, darker pink, whatever color. A bunch of the buds haven't even opened up yet. Got some back here that are going to be white, I'm pretty sure.
These ones are white that are open.
Got some white ones over here that are already open. A lot more to come.
Some actual pink ones that are opening.
Yeah, beautiful pink ones there that are coming. And some nice red ones back here as well. And
I'm just impressed by the vibrancy of their color.
beautiful color.
They are just such an intense, bright color. It's really neat.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
And so the reason they're called a 4 o'clock flower is because they open up in late afternoon, early evening when the sun's going down. And then when it's bright during the day, they close up. So right now, as the sun's going down, they open up. They're beautiful. Really nice. And we got a couple of sunflowers that are almost opened all the way. That one, and then that one's just starting to open. So we got more of those to come. Kind of a nice cheery spot here in the midst of this desert.
It's impressive how well the flowers grow out here. When we had them all around the garden last year, they grew. Some of them grew pretty well.
Yeah.
And just like, as long as they get watered,
Yeah.
they don't have an issue out here.
Well, this is a mix too that we put in here where we took a third compost, mushroom compost, a third of a horse manure compost with sawdust, and a third native soil. And that seems to like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's doing real well. So that's exciting. We'll give you an update later when all those flowers have come out more.